And it all went down here at the legendary Tiandang mountain range. Look at this epic scene. A massive ravine torn open by lightning, with golden runes floating in the air. This is where our legend fell. But death isn't the end, is it? Suddenly, a mysterious voice calls out a name. Li Yunxiao. He's like, wait, who's calling me? Our boy is waking up, but he's not himself anymore. His old memories as Gu Feiyang are flooding back, but they're mixed with someone else's. Wait, aren't I dead? He thinks, right as he gets hit with a ton of new, unfamiliar memories. The confusion is real, folks. And just like that, he opens his eyes in a new body in a new room. He checks the memories. It's been 15 years. 15 years. Our boy has been dead for a decade and a half and just got a second chance at life. Before he can even process it, he's in a classroom and the teacher is yelling at him for sleeping. Our boy looks out the window, sees a giant statue of himself, and it finally clicks. He's actually been reborn. While the teacher is trying to have a serious class, our boy is totally checking her out. He's like, nice body, and immediately starts picturing her in battle armor, calling her another red lotus martial sovereign. The man has his priorities straight, I guess. But his gaze is so intense, it literally throws the teacher off her game. She's a high-level martial lord, and she's getting flustered by a look from some random kid. She's thinking, what is wrong with me? Little does she know, she's staring at a legend. So he answers her question, saying there are 48 ways to craft the weapon. The whole class just erupts in laughter. Dude, are you dreaming? The textbook says 36. They're all calling him an idiot, completely clueless that they're talking to a legendary grandmaster. While the students are busy mocking him, the teacher silences them with a single word. She realizes he wasn't wrong. Those extra 12 methods he mentioned were created by none other than the legendary Gu Feiyang himself. Now everyone is stunned. Gu Feiyang wasn't just a martial emperor. He was a top-tier alchemist. How does this kid know his secret techniques? The teacher is intrigued and decides to test him with a real expert-level question. The teacher even makes a bet. Answer it right, and you never have to come to my class again. The students think it's an impossible question, but our boy just casually drops some next-level knowledge, basically saying only noobs rely on sky crystal sand for crafting. Not only does he answer everything perfectly, but he also casually solved the problem the teacher has been stuck on for ages. Look at her face. The shock, the realization. Our boy just blew her mind and helped her level up on the spot. The teacher is so humbled, she literally runs out of the classroom, yelling self-study. Our boy just coolly walks out, mission accomplished. He just schooled the teacher, and now he's free. What a legend. Meanwhile, back in the classroom, everyone's debating if he's a secret alchemy genius, but some hater is still calling him a waste for not having his chakras open. Outside, our boy is taking it all in. Turns out, his useless old apprentice is now revered as a master alchemist here. The irony, he even finds a statue his apprentice built for him, which is kind of touching, kind of hilarious. But priorities first, this new body is pathetically weak. He hasn't even opened his chakras. He needs to get his power back, and fast. With his goal set, the fire is back in his eyes. First stop, find his old student to help fix this weak body. With the knowledge of 2 lifetimes, he's not just aiming to get back to his peak, he's going to surpass it. The world better get ready. Without wasting any time, our boy heads straight for the Association of Alchemists. Plan A, find his old apprentice, Yang Di, and get him to unblock his meridians. Even a max-level player needs a little boost when starting a new character. But plot twist, the receptionist tells him Yang Di hasn't been the president for 20 years. So much for the easy route. Our boy realizes he's on his own now and will have to figure out how to fix his busted meridians himself. He can't help but reminisce about his past life. He was a legend, a master of both martial arts and alchemy, the tyrant martial sovereign. And now, he's stuck in this useless body with blocked meridians. The downgrade is depressing, man. But our boy isn't one to mope around. He immediately writes down a prescription to gather the materials himself. Just then, some arrogant-looking alchemist shows up, bossing the receptionist around. This guy, Jiarong, takes one look at the prescription and rips it to shreds, calling it nonsense. Bro, you have no idea. A measly first-tier alchemist just treated a priceless prescription from a legendary emperor like trash. The disrespect is unreal. Not only did he rip the list, this dude has the audacity to demand our boy call him Lord Jiarong. But our MC just smiles and calls him out, revealing that his promotion to first-tier alchemist was a total fraud achieved through dangerous shortcuts. Look at him go. Our boy noticed the guy's discolored fingers and the faint smell of a blood flame orchid, deducing everything about his cheating method. This is some Sherlock Holmes-level deduction. Jiarong is completely exposed. He doesn't stop there. He describes the exact painful side effects Jia Rong suffers from every day and tells him the only cure is to cripple his own hand and destroy his dantian. Jia Rong is freaking out now. Who is this kid? And how does he know everything? Our boy was actually about to offer him a solution, but Jia Rong gets defensive and grabs him by the collar. Big mistake. The moment he does, he feels an overwhelming pressure from our MC. That cold, sharp gaze, it's the look of a true superior. And the pressure is so immense, Jia Rong just crumbles. He literally falls to his knees and starts begging this kid for help right in front of everyone. The crowd is just speechless. A high-ranking alchemist bowing to a teenager? What is happening? Our boy couldn't care less. He just wants a shopping list back. So what does Jia Rong do? He scrambles to pick up the shredded pieces of paper and magically puts them back together. Talk about a change of heart. From arrogant jerk to desperate servant in seconds. Taking back the list, our boy gives his new errand boy an order. Get him 10 batches of everything on this list and deliver it to Jialan Academy. And then, the ultimate power move. My name is Li Yunxiao. Remember it. He leaves Jia Rong completely shook. He leaves him with one final thought. Respect isn't given, it's earned. And you lost mine from the very beginning. What an absolute savage. Our boy's back. After our boy dropped that epic line and bounced, he left Jia Rong in a full-blown panic. He's got only 3 days to live, and the list of ingredients for the cure contains stuff he's never even heard of. The desperation is real. Taking a bit of pity, our MC gives him a temporary solution to extend his life by 2 more days. But the clock is ticking. 5 days to find everything, or he's dead meat. Jia Rong is seething, swearing he'll tear our boy to pieces once he's cured. Yeah, good luck with that, buddy. Meanwhile, back at the Alchemists Association, the receptionist is reporting to a Master Liang Wenyu about the strange prescription. He immediately recognizes a couple of the herbs as incredibly rare items that can boost a martial artist's cultivation. But when she lists the rest of the ingredients, even this tier 2 alchemist is stunned. He's never heard of most of them. He realizes that whatever this prescription makes, it must be an incredibly powerful potion. He's now dying to know who this mysterious boy is. Our boy, meanwhile, is busy checking the loot from his new body storage ring. And it's mostly junk. Books, coins, and... Wait, is that an aphrodisiac? Looks like the original owner of this body had some interesting hobbies. After digging through the junk, he finally finds something useful. A heavy iron sword. It's no Starfall, his legendary sword from his past life, but it'll have to do for now. The plan is set. Head back to the academy, build up his chi, and then forge a real weapon. He's barely back at the academy, and trouble's already found him. A couple of goons are blocking his path, and they do not look friendly. Turns out, showing off in class put him on the radar of the local bully, Boss Lon, who sent these guys to teach him a lesson. And get this, these two used to be friends with the original Li Yunxiao. So much for loyalty. These lackeys aren't total pushovers. One of them has even opened 4 chakras. Against our boy, they're about to learn a very painful lesson about power levels. He doesn't even bother drawing his sword. With a single, effortless move, he crushes the guy's hand. Aren't you celebrating a bit too early? That line, that dominance, the protagonist energy is off the charts. Just as the head goon is about to step in, a surprise guest arrives. It's the princess of the Tianshui kingdom, Qin Ruxue. She steps in and declares, I'd like to see who dares to bully Li Yunxiao. Well, looks like our boy has a royal fangirl. But our boy doesn't need saving. He ignores the princess completely, draws his sword, and challenges the 5-chakra bully himself. I just want to see, he says, how big the gap really is. Oh my god, he's challenging someone way above his supposed level. The absolute madness. The bully thinks he's bluffing and attacks with full force. And the result? It's a one-hit KO. Our boy didn't even seem to move. The guy just crashed into him and got sent flying. Total domination. Seeing their buddy get kicked across the courtyard, everyone is just stunned into silence. Is this really the same loser Li Yunxiao they all knew? This level of power is just insane. Facing everyone's disbelief, our boy just plays it cool. He ran into my knee all by himself. This guy, he just effortlessly styled on his opponent and is now acting all innocent. What a Chad. The other bully doesn't buy it and charges in, screaming for revenge. Even the princess is worried, yelling for Li Yunxiao to run. But does our boy run? Of course not. He meets the attack head-on with his heavy sword. The blade flashes, moving faster than anyone could see, and it's another one shot. The opponent's hand is instantly shredded by the force of the blow. This isn't even a fight. It's a one-sided beatdown. The crowd is going wild, trying to make sense of what they just saw. Some are calling the bully an idiot for punching a sword, but others are realizing something weird is going on. It's like he was forced to hit the blade against his will. Our boy doesn't care what they think. He walks towards his defeated foe, his eyes cold as ice, and says he'll cripple both his hands. The sheer killing intent is so overwhelming, the bully starts begging for his life. But it was just a bluff. He turns and sends both goons flying with a single kick. The precision, the power, the cool-as-hell exit. This guy is pure badass. It's only now that the princess finally snaps out of her shock. She stares at him, unable to believe this is the same person she knew. The transformation is just too drastic. His friends gather around, analyzing the situation. They know that by humiliating Bossland's underlings, our boy has just kicked the hornet's nest. The real trouble is about to start. They figure that while outsiders can't cause trouble in the academy, the school often turns a blind eye to student-on-student violence. And the big boss himself, Lan Fei, has opened 7 chakras and is on the verge of becoming a true warrior. But faced with this massive threat, is our boy scared? Not a chance. He knows this body is weak, and he needs to power up fast. With a battle cry of "Bring it on," his true warrior spirit awakens. To get strong, you need the best training manual. Our boy decides to start cultivating the Tyrant Body Tempering Technique, a legendary art created by A.O. Chong Kong, the #1 martial sovereign. This is the world's most powerful body cultivation method. But there's a catch. Practicing it is excruciatingly painful. It feels like your entire body is being torn apart. Just look at the agony on our boy's face. This is not for the faint of heart. But is our boy going to back down? No. He was one of the top 10 martial sovereigns in his past life. Talent, courage, determination, he's got it all in spades. A little pain is nothing to him. With a mighty roar, he unleashes the first form of the technique. Moon and Sun. A massive shockwave of power erupts from his body, instantly blasting away 2 clowns who try to sneak attack him. The process is brutal, but the results are undeniable. He knows that once he masters this technique, he'll become even stronger than the legendary A.O. Chong Kong himself. With the foundation of his body strengthened, the next step is the Academy's Gravity Training Hall. It's a nostalgic moment for him, remembering how decades ago he started his journey to the top in a place just like this. He decides to start with the basics, the 10-fold gravity chamber. This body is still weak, so he's got to take it one step at a time. The moment he enters, the crushing gravity hits him like a truck. He can barely stand under just 10 times the normal gravity. If he hadn't been mentally prepared, he would have been flattened instantly. The training hall is packed with people waiting for a room, but our boy has a secret weapon, divine sense. He scans the area and instantly predicts that room number 13 is about to be free. Talk about an unfair advantage. He times it perfectly and strolls over to room 13 just as the other guy is leaving, snagging the spot before anyone else can react. Everyone waiting in line is just staring, completely baffled by his perfect timing. His move didn't sit well with the others. A senior student, a peak apprentice with 7 open chakras, steps up and tries to bully our boy into giving up the room. This guy thinks he's dealing with some rookie with no power, offering his protection in exchange for the room. But the look our boy gives him, it's the look you give a complete and utter moron. The senior is completely humiliated and gets ready to teach this rookie a lesson. "Oh, buddy, you have no idea who you're messing with. You're about to become another footnote in our boy's legendary comeback story." And just like that, the senior unleashes his attack, screaming about teaching our boy the rules a freshman should follow. He comes in hot, and it looks like our boy is completely overwhelmed, forced his knees, but wait, something feels off here. Meanwhile, the crowd is losing their minds. They're not just watching the fight. They're gossiping about this senior, Yu Hujing. Apparently, he's a big deal, a prodigy who just hit the origin realm. And right now, this prodigy is charging forward, promising to break all of our boy's ribs just for a room. He throws his so-called tiger punch, expecting an easy win. But look at our boy. He dodges with the most minimal movement possible, like he's bored. And then he has the audacity to critique the guy's form. You have the form, but lack the essence. The absolute disrespect. The crowd is stunned. This supposed nobody is schooling a peak apprentice? Okay, playtime is over. The senior is completely humiliated and unleashes his ultimate move, Screaming Die. He summons this massive, ferocious energy dragon, a technique clearly meant to kill. This is his trump card. Faced with this overwhelming power, everyone else is terrified. But our boy, he's thinking, am I sheep walking into a tiger's mouth? Nah, buddy. More like, are you waiting for me to deliver the meat myself? He knows this guy is no threat to him. And with a flash of blue energy, our boy meets the attack head on. He doesn't even flinch. He effortlessly blocks the full force blow, leaving his opponent completely stunned. The shock on this guy's face is priceless. He has no idea what just happened. Our boy is a little disappointed, though. He's thinking, man, this body is so weak. In my prime, this kid would have been dust in a second. Meanwhile, the audience is freaking out. How did a kid with no primordial chi just tank a hit that could shatter boulders? Could he be a hidden master? Just then, a purple-haired beauty speaks up. This must be Luo Landuo, one of the top freshmen they mentioned. The defeated senior, Yu Hajung, begs her for 5 more minutes, promising he can take our boy down. But she just states the obvious. Our boy was here first. Our boy recognizes her immediately. And oh, the history here is thick. Luo Landuo starts mocking him, asking if he started cultivating his mouth since he can't cultivate his strength. But he just smiles and agrees, you're right. His calm confidence completely throws them off. Her boy toy is just confused. And here comes the backstory. Turns out, the original Li Yunxiao was obsessed with this girl, but she brutally rejected him, calling him trash who could never cultivate. She told him her husband had to be an unbeatable hero. Oh, the irony is just delicious. She has no idea she's talking to a former martial emperor. With the other guy getting furious about a useless young master trying to pursue Landuo, our boy just shuts it all down. He's got bigger fish to fry than dealing with teenage drama. I think you've misunderstood. I'm not fighting you. And just like that, poof, he's gone, leaving them standing there in shock. Yu Hajing is left completely shook. How could a piece of trash with no open chakras make him feel like he was falling into an abyss with just a single glance? As he processes this, his friend points out the terrifying truth. Everything Li Yunxiao said about his technique was spot on. Landuo rubs salt in the wound, telling Yu Hajing that if he'd actually mastered the essence of his move, he wouldn't have been clowned on so easily. Poor guy got defeated, lectured by his crush, and laughed at by his peers. A true triple threat of humiliation. Meanwhile, the man who caused it all, Li Yunxiao, has finally gotten his quiet room. Inside the room, our boy looks at the 100-year-old black ironstones used for training. He takes a moment to reflect on the warriors who came before, but quickly shakes it off. Now is not the time to be emotional. He has one goal: regain his strength. He estimates that once he unblocks his meridians, he'll be back at the peak of the Nine Heavens realm in just 10 years. Let's go. With his plan set, he gets right to it. Even though this body's meridians are blocked, he's got a plan. Under 10 times the normal gravity, he begins practicing the moon and sun style. The effect is doubled. Our boy is already making insane progress. New chapter start. Word spreads like wildfire. The news that Li Yunxiao, a kid with no cultivation, defeated the peak apprentice Yu Hajing in a single move has everyone in the academy buzzing. They just can't believe it. But our boy isn't celebrating. He's pushing himself even harder in the 10 times gravity zone. He plans to reach the physique of an apprentice martial warrior within 3 days, giving him a solid shot at breaking through his blocked meridians. No time to waste. The news is now official all over the gravity zone. Everyone knows Li Yunxiao is the real deal. And right on cue, after pushing himself to the absolute limit, our boy emerges from his training, battered but determined. Seeing him looking like a ghost, people are stunned. They start connecting the dots. No wonder he could beat a peak apprentice. He cultivates like a madman. Of course, the gossip mill churns out another theory. It's the power of love. They've all heard the rumor that Luo Landuo promised him a chance if he could defeat her. Suddenly, a loud crash echoes from the training room. The crowd rushes over to see that our boy has literally shattered the black ironstones that students have trained with for years. They're speechless. Is this guy even human? Little do they know, he's just chilling in a medicinal bath, marveling at the effects of his tyrant body tempering technique. His physique is now stronger than if he'd used a 9th grade spirit elixir. Now that his body is at the apprentice level, he can finally move on to the next phase: alchemy. For a former master alchemist like him, whipping up some low-level pills to speed up his cultivation is child's play. This is where the real acceleration begins. As our boy gets ready to head out, he senses a sneak attack from behind. Without even thinking, he spins around and throws a powerful counterpunch. It turns out the attacker is just his goofy friend, Fatty Han. Poor guy was just trying to surprise him and nearly got his arm crippled for his troubles. Our boy just coldly tells him, "Serve you right for sneaking up on me." Fatty Han is in disbelief. How is his young master Yin so strong without even having his chakras open? After recovering from the shock, he delivers his message. Teacher Luo Yunxiang is looking for him everywhere. But there's more urgent news. The big boss of the guys our hero beat up earlier, a dude named Lan Fei, is about to break through to the origin realm. Once he's out of seclusion, he's coming straight for revenge. Hearing this, our boy, who's been cool as a cucumber until now, suddenly breaks into a cold sweat. An Origin Realm Martial Warrior is a whole different league. Despite the looming threat, our boy has a more immediate problem. He's broke. He grabs Fatty Han and gets straight to the point. I'm short on money. Lend me some. I want to buy a pill. His friend is terrified for him, pointing out how dangerous a real martial warrior is, but our boy's confidence is unshaken. Taking the money pouch, our boy jokes, if I survive, I'll pay you back. Fatty Han is blown away by his calm demeanor in the face of death. But the moment is shattered when a powerful attack suddenly splits the bridge they're standing on. An arrogant voice booms out. You piece of trash who have no idea of death or danger. Looks like the man of the hour, Lan Fei, has arrived. And he's not happy. Lan Fei stands there, radiating a powerful purple aura. The pressure is immense. He gets straight to the point. Today, I'm going to cripple you completely. The difference between an apprentice and a true martial warrior is clear as day. New chapter start. Lan Fei's goons are ecstatic. Seeing the light of primordial chi, they shout, Boss, you've really become a martial warrior. You must avenge us. The fangirling is real. Lan Fei is enjoying his moment in the spotlight, basking in his newfound power. But our boy immediately shuts him down with a question. Why do you glow all over when you just stepped into the Origin Realm? Do you think you're Firefly? The burn is absolutely savage. Stung by the insult, Lan Fei lashes out with a threat. Are you going to kneel and kowtow yourself, or do you want me to break your limbs and cripple you completely? But our boy is completely unfazed, calmly asking, You want to cripple me? The moment our boy speaks, he unleashes a sliver of his true soul pressure from his past life as Gu Feiyang. Lan Fei is hit with a wave of inexplicable terror. What's going on? Why do I have this shivering feeling? He's a martial warrior, yet he's terrified of a kid who hasn't even opened his chakras. This profound, inexplicable fear drives Lan Fei to act rashly. He feels that if he doesn't attack now, he'll lose the courage to ever strike again. So, with a desperate roar, he lunges forward, putting all his power into a single, decisive blow. How could I have such a feeling? This is absurd. Lan Fei screams, trying to psych himself up as he attacks. Meanwhile, our boy just watches him, a slight smirk playing on his lips. He's enjoying this. A massive explosion of energy erupts from Lan Fei's attack. But when the dust settles, our boy has dodged it completely, moving with blinding speed. Lan Fei and his crew are absolutely floored. Their eyes are wide with disbelief. This trash actually blocked my attack. He thinks, how is this even possible? His brain just can't process what he's seeing. Instead of being intimidated, our boy is actually having fun. He laughs, saying the fight is exhilarating and goads him on. Come on. This casual dismissal of his power drives Lan Fei over the edge. He's done being played with. Passing Cloud Slash, Lan Fei unleashes his family's secret martial technique, a powerful sword strike. He's a true one-star martial warrior now, and he's convinced this attack will finally put our boy down for good. But once again, our boy turns it into a teaching moment. While Lan Fei's goons are freaking out over the legendary technique, our hero calmly explains its true essence, moving like passing clouds, unobstructed. He points out that if Lan Fei hadn't shouted the name, he wouldn't have even recognized the sloppy technique. The ultimate own. I've had enough of your nonsense. Now die. Lan Fei screams, his pride completely shattered. He puts every last ounce of his strength into a final, desperate charge. The result is, predictably, a total wipeout. With a single, fluid motion, our boy counters and completely overpowers Lan Fei. The onlookers are left in stunned silence, unable to comprehend what they've just witnessed. This waste, whose chakras haven't even been opened, just took down a true martial warrior. Lying on the ground, defeated and humiliated, Lan Fei's reality comes crashing down around him. As Lan Fei struggles on the ground, our boy steps forward, pressing his weapon down on him. With cold authority, he says, Don't you dare touch me. The threat is clear and absolutely terrifying. Our boy then starts the psychological warfare. Just now you're blowing numb my arms, he says, feigning weakness. See, my hand is shaking badly. I'm afraid I can't hold my sword still. Lan Fei, with a sword at his neck, starts begging for his life. New chapter start. With the sword shaking menacingly close to his throat, Lan Fei is screaming in terror. No, no, move the sword away. But our boy isn't letting him off that easy. Move it away, he asks coldly. You hurt my friends and try to kill me. You think begging is enough. He then threatens a punishment that sends a chill down everyone's spine. His demand? Money. He gives them a simple choice. Hand over all your valuables, or face a more permanent kind of damage. Faced with the threat, Lan Fei's crew quickly empties their pockets, buying their way out of a very painful situation. With his bag full of loot, our boy is ready to leave. But then he spots something, a jade pendant on Lan Fei's sword. He recognizes it immediately and knows it's far more valuable than anything else they gave him. Lan Fei Banit, he explains that the pendant is a symbol of status for the core members of the Lan family. Only 5 exist. If he loses it, his family will skin him alive. But our boy is insistent. It's of no use to you, he says, but of great importance to me. This puts Lan Fei in an impossible position. The jade pendant is crucial to his status, but our boy is threatening his men. Damn. Of course the jade pendant is more important, he thinks, but he knows if he chooses it, he'll lose all respect from his followers. In a moment of dramatic sacrifice, Lan Fei makes his choice. This jade pendant is very important to me, he declares, but compared to my brothers, it's nothing. He tries to make a cool exit, but our boy just smirks. Do you have to act tough before you leave? But his cool exit is cut short when our boy kicks him right back. Lan Fei is stunned. He thought the deal was done. Our boy taps Lan Fei's head with the jade pendant, unleashing a strange power. It seems this pendant is more than just a symbol. It's a soul tool of some kind. I was only joking with you. You may leave now. With those words, our boy lets them go. Terrified and confused, Lan Fei and his crew scramble away as fast as they can, not wanting to test their luck any further. After they're gone, our boy holds up the pendant and speaks to the empty rooftop. It's about time for you to show yourself after watching for so long. Suddenly, the red string of the pendant pulls taut, pointing towards an unseen observer. An alchemist named Jia Rong steps out from the shadows. He witnessed the entire fight, and he's completely shaken. He'd planned to sneak in and force this kid to give him a cure for his ailment. As a mid-tier warrior, he thought dealing with Lan Fei would be easy, but after seeing Li Yunxiao in action, he doesn't have the slightest confidence he could win. Jia Rong presents the herbs he gathered, admitting he could only find 6 sets because some were too rare. Our boy orders him to heal his 2 injured friends first. The alchemist is furious. What do you think I am? Do you really think you can order me around? But our boy shuts him down flat. If you're not happy, you can scram now. I'm an honorable first-tier alchemist. Jia Rong thinks, absolutely fuming. And yet I'm being bossed around by this kid. But as he fumes, he knows he has no choice. Beggars can't be choosers. He needs the cure only our boy can provide. After healing the boys, Jia Rong demands his cure. But our boy just laughs. Don't talk too much, he says with a grin. You've no idea how many people have wailed and begged to be commanded by me. With a blast of power, he sent the alchemist flying. You were lying to me? Jia Rong screams in disbelief. New chapter start. Our boy looks down on the enraged alchemist with utter contempt. Who do you think I am? How would I lie to a mere first-tier alchemist like you? The sheer arrogance is off the charts. Jia Rong is completely stunned by this kid's strength and knowledge. He looks at the prescription our boy gave him and realizes it's absolutely incredible, something beyond his comprehension. Oh heavens, who is this young man? I can't see through him at all. The alchemist thinks he's gotten what he wanted, but our boy drops another bombshell. The prescription can remove the toxin, but he asks, during this period, have you felt the power of your soul getting weaker every time you practiced alchemy? He hits the nail right on the head. Jia Rong is terrified. This is his deepest, darkest secret. Our boy explains that if his soul power continues to be corroded by the toxin, he'll likely never break through to become a true first-tier alchemist. It could take 50 years just to recover. The news is devastating. 50 years. Jia Rong is crushed. But then, our boy offers a glimmer of hope. I happen to know a method, he says calmly, that can make you a true first-tier alchemist in 50 days. The alchemist can't believe his ears. This kid must be lying. He's suspicious, of course. The words are too unbelievable. But the temptation of becoming a true alchemist is too great to ignore. He has to ask, are you sure you can help me recover my soul power in 50 days? Our boy scoffs. It's not about recovering your soul power. It's about making you a real first-tier alchemist. He then drops the ultimate flex. Actually, I can do it in 5 days, but you're not worth it. And then comes the condition. Be my servant. That's impossible. Jia Rong explodes. You're just an ignorant kid, and yet you want to make an alchemist your servant? But the undisguised contempt in our boy's eyes feels so natural, it shakes him to his core. Who is this brat, he wonders. He's torn between outrage and the desperate hope that this kid might actually be able to do what he claims. Do you feel aggrieved about being my servant? Our boy asks. And before Jia Rong can even answer, He's hit by a wave of soul pressure so immense it feels like his own consciousness is being torn apart. In that moment, Jia Rong understands. This kid's soul pressure is beyond anything he's ever imagined. He feels like his very soul could be dispelled with a single thought from this boy. The sheer terror is overwhelming. This is a being he cannot afford to offend. The internal struggle is intense. To accept means servitude, but to refuse might mean a lifetime of regret. Finally, with tears in his eyes, he makes his decision. He gets on his knees and declares, I am willing. Pleased with his decision, our boy gives him a test. He hands over a soul cultivation technique and gives him an ultimatum. Break through to a first-tier alchemist in 5 days, or you're not worthy to be my servant. The pressure is on. Jia Rong can't believe it. A soul cultivation technique. It's real. He's so overwhelmed with gratitude, he immediately starts calling our boy master. But he gets corrected. Just call me young master Yen. Our boy then adds that this is the trashiest soul cultivation technique he has, and if Jia Rong serves well, he might get better rewards. The ultimate power move. To put this in perspective, soul cultivation techniques are the stuff of legends. Normal alchemists can only increase their soul power at a snail's pace through constant crafting. A direct method to refine the soul? That's a game changer that most thought didn't even exist. Jia Rong finally understands the source of his earlier terror. The boy must have used the legendary soul-confusing technique on him. And to give away something as precious as a soul cultivation technique, like it was nothing, he realizes that being this kid's servant for a few years isn't a loss at all. It's the opportunity of a lifetime. But still, the question remains, burning in his mind. Damn, I really can't understand. Just who the hell is this Li Yunxiao? While Jia Rong is still having his existential crisis, our boy isn't wasting a single second. Deep in the night, while his roommates are dead asleep, look at him, cultivating under the moonlight. This is the difference between a legend and a normie. Okay, so his reborn body is pathetically weak, and his soul power is less than a rookie's. But our boy's got a plan. His ultimate ace in the hole is the great expansion divine technique he found in his past life. This is his ticket back to the top, and maybe even higher. He recalls his past life, a top-tier emperor stuck at a bottleneck because his physical body couldn't keep up. Not this time. In this world, cultivators specialize in essence, body, or soul. But our boy, he's going for the trifecta. He wants it all. And he's not just talking the talk. He's combining the great expansion divine technique with another badass sounding art, the tyrant body forging art, to cultivate both his soul and body. His goal? The legendary 10th divine realm. And that 5-color divine air stone he borrowed earlier? Perfect for crafting some needles to jumpstart his meridians. With preparations complete, our boy draws his blade and activates the formation. Boom! The entire room is instantly flooded with raw power. Look at this entrance. The special effects are on point. He's showing off, and he knows it. Next up, he unleashes his soul power, manipulating all the materials at once. The multitasking is insane. This is some grandmaster-level crafting, and he makes it look easy. Refining, carving formations, preparing medicine. He's doing it all in one go. He condenses all the medicinal power and infuses it into the divine needles. The sheer skill on display is just mind-boggling. The needles are ready. Now for the hard part, using them on himself. The divine needles pierce his acupoints, and with a guttural roar, he forces his chakras open. Dude's got guts, you gotta give him that. When the smoke clears, our boy has successfully opened 5 chakras. It's less than he hoped for, but still a massive leap in power. Right on cue, his loyal buddies burst in, freaking out and thinking he's been poisoned. Bless their hearts, they have no idea. Our boy just gives them a cool, confident smile. When he casually drops that he not only beat the crap out of the bullies, but also unblocked his meridians and opened 5 chakras, his friends' jaws hit the floor. The look on their faces is priceless. His friends are hyped, but they're also terrified. He just picked a fight with the powerful Lon family. And to make things worse, the dean of the academy is a freaking martial king. The stakes are getting higher. And speak of the devil, trouble's already here. The academy's number 3 genius and a direct descendant of the Lon family, Lon Xian, makes his grand entrance. Just look at that smirk. You know he's bad news. Even our boy admits this could be a problem. The other students are buzzing, hyping up Lon Xian like he's the next big thing. Becoming a martial master at 18? A future national guardian? The fangirling is real. And this girl seems pretty confident he's coming straight for our boy. But while everyone else sees a huge threat, our boy sees a walking treasure chest. All he's thinking about is the piece of the 5-color divine airstone that Lon Xian is carrying. His friends are losing their minds with worry, but our MC is just plotting his next heist. The difference in mindset is insane. And we're into the next chapter. As expected, the villains are already plotting their revenge. The purple-haired punk who got his butt kicked is complaining to his uncle, who just so happens to be a teacher at the academy. His uncle calls him an idiot, saying he's lucky Lan Xian is in seclusion, otherwise this mess would have been way bigger. Seems the kid just wanted his big shot cousin to do his dirty work. Turns out, the token our boy took is a huge deal. If Lan Xian finds out it's gone, purple hair here gets demoted to a side branch of the family. Now he's properly terrified and begging his uncle for help. And of course, they cook up a devious little plan. They'll wait for the annual assessment in 7 days. Thinking our boy is still a chakra-less nobody, they'll use the rules to get him expelled. The moment he steps off campus, they'll ambush him. The nephew is too impatient, whining that 7 days is too long. His uncle gives him a lecture on patience, telling him to suck it up if he wants to achieve great things. These two are dead set on getting their revenge. But then, the nephew comes up with a new scheme, one to ruin our boy's reputation. His uncle loves the idea, praising him for being as cunning as his mother. He gives him the green light to go ahead. Meanwhile, what's that sound on the roof? Someone's eavesdropping. Huh, of course it was our boy. He was just cultivating when his divine sense picked up 2 creeps sneaking around. They even left him a letter. What kind of scheme are they trying to pull? Oh, it's a love letter, asking him for a rendezvous in the Maple Grove at night. A classic honey trap. There's no way he's falling for this, right? Wait, look at that goofy smile. Is he actually buying it? Meanwhile, the 2 goons who set the trap are celebrating, laughing about how our trash protagonist is about to walk right into their little scheme. Little do they know, the hunter has become the hunted. Our boys saw through their pathetic trap from the very beginning. He's just playing along. Well, Lon Fei. Oh, you're about to get played so hard. Our boy arrives at the Maple Grove, a famous date spot, and right on schedule, he hears a woman screaming for help in the distance. And so the show begins. Wow, the acting is terrible. This blonde girl is being held at sore point by some random thug, screaming, "Senior, help me." This is the best they could come up with to fool a reincarnated martial emperor? Seriously? Our boy appears and coldly tells them to stop. The girl immediately goes into full-on drama mode, crying about being assaulted and promising to do anything if he saves her. TSK, TSK. The script is so cliché. The villain plays his part too, snarling at our boy to get lost. Watching their pathetic performance, and then looking at our MC's ice-cold expression, you just know he's laughing his ass off internally. Hero to the rescue? Or taking advantage of the situation? Is that even a question? Of course, he's going to enjoy the show and then turn the tables on these clowns. New chapter, let's go. The thug starts dropping names, boasting that he's the son of the Imperial Guard commander, trying to scare our boy with his background. Too bad for him. He's messing with the wrong guy. But wait, what's this? A teacher arrives with a whole crowd of students. They see the scene and immediately jump to the conclusion that this guy is a scumbag. Well. With this many witnesses, the villain's plan just went up in smoke. And the teacher who showed up is nicknamed God of Slaughter. He's a real hard ass. Without a word, he just starts beating the thug to a pulp. The masterminds hiding in the bushes are stunned. How did a teacher get involved? The angry mob of students joins in, beating the actor senseless. Teacher Feng then goes to check on the victim, Meng Wu. Everything is going exactly according to our boy's plan. Our boy steps forward, pretending to comfort Meng Wu, but his hands get a little adventurous. The girl freaks out, instantly realizing he saw through her act. He's totally messing with her now, and it's hilarious. Teacher Feng leaves our boy to take care of Meng Wu while he deals with the aftermath. The hidden plotters finally get it. Li Yunxiao was behind this whole reversal. They have no choice but to cut their losses and sacrifice their pawn. But it seems they're not done yet. Their boss hints that there's a next phase to their plan. Meanwhile, our boy just silently holds the terrified Meng Wu, looking like the ultimate cool guy. It's time for the main character to take the stage. Our boy coolly informs Meng Wu that the rascal has been completely crippled. Look at her face, a mix of shame and terror. He has her completely wrapped around his finger now. As the other students leave, a girl asks why he's holding Meng Wu. Our boy's answer? We're from the same dorm. So simple, yet so effective. He's creating an alibi, while also looking like a protective senior. He tells Meng Wu that she can come to him anytime she needs help, which clearly spooks her even more. Then, in front of everyone, he just turns and walks away, leaving them all stunned. One absolute power move. And here comes part 2 of the villain's plan. Teacher Feng suddenly announces there's a perverted thief on campus, stealing female students' underwear. Oh man, this plot is just getting ridiculous. What a coincidence. Even the princess had something stolen. Lan Fei's lackey immediately points the finger, saying he saw the thief running towards the maple grove, where our boy just was. This frame-up is so painfully obvious. Suddenly, all eyes are on our boy. Lan Fei's goons fuel the fire, claiming his body shape matches the thief's. They're trying to turn the crowd against him, and it looks like it's working. Teacher Feng demands to search our boy's dorm to prove his innocence. The kid who's giving the false testimony starts sweating bullets, realizing that lying to the princess could get his entire family executed. The pressure is on him now. Faced with all these accusations, our boy doesn't panic. Instead, he agrees to the search, but with one condition. If they find nothing, Lan Fei has to answer for this false accusation. Now, that is how you turn the tables. Our boy gives a passionate speech about justice and righteousness, making some people doubt the accusations. He then leads the massive crowd to his dorm to prove his innocence. The princess knows it's a frame-up, but she's helpless to stop it. And in the back, Lan Fei is smirking, thinking he's already won. You know the drill. Ad break. A new chapter begins, and look who's here. The villain's uncle, Teacher Wang. The two teachers on the scene are being all polite, but you can feel the tension. Both are trying to control the situation for their own ends. Teacher Wang is itching to declare our boy guilty, while Teacher Feng insists on a fair investigation. The two factions are at a standoff right outside our boy's dorm. The atmosphere is thick with tension. Once again, our boy shows incredible composure. He opens his door and invites everyone in his search, asking them to be his witness. The villains see his calm demeanor and mistake it for a bluff, smirking confidently. Teacher Feng lays down the law. Anyone caught planting evidence will be expelled immediately. The princess also insists on going inside to supervise. Seeing this, our boy just invites the whole crowd in. Let's make this a party. The search begins. Meng Kuan, the kid who made the false accusation, is ordered to conduct the search. The pressure is immense. He's sweating buckets. He has to find the evidence, or he's toast. But after turning the small room upside down, they find absolutely nothing. Teacher Wang's face gets darker and darker until he's forced to admit that Li Yunxiao seems to be innocent. The thief must be someone else. The princess finally breathes a sigh of relief, realizing our boy had this under control the whole time. But is it over? Of course not. One of our boy's loyal friends steps up, demanding to know why they aren't going after the real thief. And that's his cue. Our boy launches his counterattack. He points out that since the only witness Meng Kuan was lying, he must have been put up to it. And the mastermind behind it all? It has to be Lan Fei. In an instant, Lan Fei's face goes pale. Oh, how the tables have turned. Now, the angry mob is heading straight for Lan Fei's dormitory. The crowd moves, and Lan Fei's goons are starting to panic. Lan Fei's lackeys try to open the chest he uses for his clothes, but they can't get it open. Something's fishy about this chest. Lan Fei has to step in, pulling out his key and boasting that only he can open it. But the moment he does, a blinding purple light erupts from the chest, knocking everyone back. When the light fades, everyone is in absolute shock. The chest is filled to the brim with girls' underwear. Look at the stunned faces all around, and then look our boy's calm, knowing smile. This Uno reverse card was played to perfection. Absolute silence. Lan Fei is screaming that he was framed, but our boy calmly reminds him, "Didn't you just say that only your key could open this chest?" Checkmate. You played yourself. And to add insult to injury, they find half a box of soap in the chest. Rumors immediately start flying about Lan Fei's weird bathroom habits. Now he's not just a perverted thief, he's that guy. His reputation is completely and utterly destroyed. The student body is furious now, demanding justice. The teachers have to step in and promise to report the matter to the dean for a fair judgment. Looking at the now despised Lan Fei, even Teacher Feng has to admit he never expected the kid everyone called trash to have such a brilliant and calculating mind. The female students threaten to riot if Lan Fei isn't expelled. In his desperation, Lan Fei begs his uncle for help, but his uncle, trying to save his own skin, just punches him out cold, betrayed by his own family. You love to see it. Looking at the pathetic Lan Fei begging on the ground and our boys cold, departing back, all you can say is, you reap what you sow. And the scanlator page again, moving on. And so, the final verdict is in. With conclusive evidence, Lan Fei is expelled and permanently banned from the academy. Our boy, having won his battle, decides to leave this place as well. We don't know where he's going, but man, does he look cool doing it. His friends catch up to him with some bad news. The chief examiner for this year's assessment is Lan Fei's uncle, Wang Feng. They think they're doomed. But our boy just scoffs. If he tries anything, I'll send him packing right along with his nephew. While his friend is still panicking, Our boy is already thinking 5 steps ahead. His next target? The five-color divine air stone carried by Lan Xian. This man's ambition knows no bounds. Meanwhile, the scene shifts to the Alchemists Association. A red-haired girl with glasses is in the middle of her assessment, and judging by those fire effects, she's got some serious skills. She successfully forges a battle axe and seems surprised by her own power. She then respectfully presents her work to Master Su for judgment. You've passed, Master Su announces. But he has a question. How did she solve the critical melting problem that she'd failed on in all her previous attempts? The plot thickens. The red-haired girl starts explaining some super advanced alchemy theory. She sounds convincing, but from the look on her face, you can tell these aren't her own words. The masters are blown away by her discovery, praising her as a rare talent. But her inner monologue reveals the truth. It was Li Yunxiao who taught her everything. She decides to keep his involvement a secret. The masters even start comparing her to the legendary Lord Yangdi. She humbly brushes off the praise, saying she's just a low-tier alchemist. And here's the kicker. One of the masters mentions that Lord Yangdi was so great because his teacher was a 9th-tier alchemist named Gu Feiyang. Bro, that's our boy's past life. The irony is just delicious. In the middle of the conversation, another master drops a bombshell. Jia Rong, the association's other rising star, is deeply poisoned. As a newly promoted core member, the red-haired girl is told to stay and listen in on the secret meeting. This Master Su accuses Jia Rong of cheating in his assessment by using a forbidden material, the Hell Windstone. He claims he has evidence from a long investigation. It looks like some internal politics are about to go down. The president, Su Han, is one of only 2 third-tier alchemist grandmasters in the entire country, a man of immense status. And right at this moment, the accused, Jia Rong, arrives. Strangely, Jia Rong looks perfectly healthy, not at all like someone who's been poisoned. Master Su is confused. This doesn't make any sense. Master Su makes his public accusation. Internally, Jia Rong is having a massive fanboy moment, thanking young Master Yun, our boy, for curing him and teaching him a soul technique. Without him, he'd be finished. After his silent praise, he explodes in righteous anger and begins his counterattack. Jia Rong holds out his hands, which are as fair as jade, showing no signs of poison. The crowd is stunned. Could Master Su have been wrong? Even Su himself is in disbelief. How is this possible? How could he have cured the toxin of the Hell Windstone? Refusing to believe it, Master Su tries to use his divine sense to forcibly inspect Jia Rong's body. Big mistake. Thanks to our boy's training, Jia Rong's soul power is on another level now. The moment Su's sense touches him, it's met with a devastating backlash, severely injuring him on the spot. And the confrontation ends with Master Su's utter defeat. Jia Rong not only cleared his name, but also established his newfound power. And it's all thanks to him choosing to follow the right boss. To be continued. All right, let's dive into the next chapter. After that epic takedown, you know the story's just getting started. And judging by this cover art, things are about to get bloody. Real bloody. Speaking of that takedown, let's get a look at it from Master Su's perspective. The dude is in absolute agony, completely blindsided. He's screaming, "How is this possible? I'm a real alchemist." Bro, you just got schooled by someone trained by an actual god-tier emperor. What did you expect? And just like that, his career is over. He's on his knees, bloodied and broken, begging the president to let him retire. "I'm old and weak. Please let me go home." Damn, from a respected master to this. That's what you get for messing with our boy's crew. Meanwhile, the man of the hour, Jia Rong, is having a totally different experience. After absolutely crushing Su, he turns to our boy Yun Xiao with this intense look like, "Who are you?" Internally, he's fanboying hard. Just 5 days of training his soul technique, and I'm this strong. I'd be his slave for 50 years for this. The loyalty is real, people. Back with the president, he's already moved on. He's talking to this Master Jia, asking her to take on a special student. He can't practice martial arts, he says, but he's a natural at alchemy. Oh, we know exactly who he's talking about. Our boy is about to get a new tutor. But Master Jia isn't sold. She's heard the rumors. You mean the grandson of Duke Jing, the famous martial arts idiot? She's thinking what everyone else thinks. If you suck at martial arts, you'll suck at alchemy too. Little does she know, she's talking about a reincarnated legend. Reluctantly, she agrees to at least meet the kid, setting up a soul power test as the entry requirement. And with that, the scene shifts. 3 days later, it's time for the Academy's annual assessment. This massive arena is where dreams are made and crushed. And here's our boy, Li Yunxiao, cool as a cucumber amidst the nervous crowd. He's just chilling, looking at a statue that he built in his past life. His friends, meanwhile, are panicking for him. Dude, you've only opened 2 chakras. Are you going to be okay? They have no idea who they're talking to. The tension ramps up as some arrogant examiner shows up. First order of business? Anyone who's late is disqualified. Oof, harsh. On top of that, everyone's whispering and laughing about Yunxiao's class, calling them the trash class. The disrespect is real. And of course, the examiner decides to change the rules at the last minute, making it way harder to pass. Now you need both pulse opening and punching power. And you can tell from the side chatter, this rule change is specifically designed to screw over our boy, Li Yunxiao. They really want to see him fail. But they picked the wrong guy to mess with. Our boy steps up, a smirk on his face, and then, boom. One by one, he lights up his chakras. The crowd goes from mocking to stunned silence, and then to absolute disbelief. The third, eye chakra, all 7 chakras are fully opened. He didn't just pass, he shattered their expectations. That's how you shut down the haters. And on that bombshell, we get a quick promo break. If you're loving this, make sure to support the creators. Now, back to the action. All right, Chapter 17 kicks off right where we left off, with everyone's jaws on the floor. 7, all 7 chakras. Wasn't he supposed to be trash? He's one step away from the origin realm. The rumors are flying. The disbelief is palpable. They can't wrap their heads around how the famous loser suddenly became a prodigy. Even the examiner is shook. He thought Yin Xiao must have cheated to beat Lan Fei before. But our boy isn't done. He's like, now look carefully. And then BM. He unleashes a punch with over 1,000 caddies of force. This isn't just about passing the test anymore. This is a statement. The impact is insane. A massive shockwave blasts through the area, sending dust and debris flying. Look at the faces of the crowd. Pure, unfiltered shock. Our boy just went from 0 to hero in about 5 minutes. They're losing their minds. He left a mark on the rock. Even a new warrior can't do that. The examiner is now furious, but not at Yin Xiao. He turns on his own student, Lan Fei, screaming, "You useless punk! How could you not see his real strength?" El Mayo, the blame game has begun. And what does our boy do after this legendary display? He just smirks and says, "Well, Teacher Wang, I'm busy. I'll be leaving now." The absolute disrespect. The crowd is loving it. Teacher Wang got slapped on the face. The teacher is fuming, but he can't do a thing. Don't mess with the MC, dude. But just as he's about to walk off, a new challenger approaches. Let me introduce myself. I am Lan Xian Kropka. This guy looks important, the leader of some big shot gang. You know things are about to get interesting when the next antagonist introduces himself with this much swagger. The crowd instantly recognizes him. It's Lan Xian. I thought he was in seclusion. Yep, this is Lan Fei's big brother, and he's here for revenge. But our boy isn't intimidated at all. He just looks him dead in the eye and says, "Good dogs don't block the way." Ouch. The trash talk is A tier. Lan Xian is pissed. Are all members of the Leaf family this uncultured? Our boy just laughs in his face. Uncultured? After years of our families fighting and killing each other, you want to talk about being cultured now? You're an idiot. The gloves are off. This is personal now. Lan Xian, realizing he can't win a war of words, pulls out a letter of challenge. I'm not here to argue. I'm here to challenge you to a duel. He tries to play the righteous older brother card, but we all know he's just salty his little bro got wrecked. And the terms are brutal. Option 1. Get on your knees, swear to never bother his family again, and live in shame. Option 2. Fight him in a duel, get crippled, and then get on your knees and beg for mercy. This guy's a real piece of work. The crowd is shocked by how cruel he's being. Finally, someone in the crowd speaks up. You're a 9-star warrior about to join the National Guard, and you're challenging a novice? Have you no shame? But Lan Xian just deflects, firing insults back. The whole scene is just a powder keg waiting to explode. And in the middle of all this chaos, our boy makes his move. He rips the challenge letter to shreds. I accept your challenge, he declares. 3 days from now, in this arena, I'll beat you to your knees and make you lick my shoes. The absolute confidence. His friends are freaking out, but he's already made up his mind. He just turns to his worried friends with a calm smile. Don't worry. As he walks away, the other guy yells, "If you don't show up, there's no place for you here." And our boys come back. Don't worry. I won't wash my feet for 3 days. LMAO, the ultimate troll. He's got this. The chapter ends with an intense stare down. Lan Xian is screaming threats, but our boy is ice cold. His inner monologue reveals his true goal. The feud between our families has gone on for decades. I'll start with you little bastards, and then uproot the whole Lan family. Chills. This isn't just a duel. It's the start of a war. And that's the end of the chapter. Stick around for more epicness after this short break. All right, Chapter 18 is here. 3 days to prepare for a death match. So what's our boy's plan? He's hitting the Alchemist Association to cook up some special pills. He's not just training his body. He's using his OP alchemist brain. The moment he walks in, he spots an apprentice messing up badly. "You added too much of that grass," he says casually. "It's going to explode in 5 seconds." He even starts a countdown, 4, 3. The apprentice is panicking, telling him to shut up, but it's too late. Kaboom. And what an explosion it was. Looks like someone's experiment went seriously wrong. Look at the poor apprentice, covered in soot and completely stunned. I guess that's what happens when you don't listen to the expert. The apprentice, once he recovers, is totally baffled. "How did you know I added too much?" Our boy's answer? "I smelled it." The dude is floored. What kind of super sniffer is he? The poor guy starts beating himself up, calling himself a failure for wasting the ingredients. Just then, the receptionist, Lu Yao, recognizes our boy. She mentions how Master Liang was super impressed with his prescription. He just smiles and asks to see Master Jiao. Hearing this, the apprentice feels even more like a loser. But Lu Yao encourages him as she leads our boy away. It's nice to see some wholesomeness here. Turns out the apprentice feels like a burden to his sister, who's been supporting his studies. He's ready to give up. But our boy overhears everything and drops some pro-level advice on the spot. "At a crossing cloud mushroom," he says. "Believe me, you can do it." Damn, our MC is not just a fighter, he's a motivational speaker too. Lu Yao chimes in, backing our boy up by mentioning Master Liang's praise again. The apprentice reluctantly agrees to give it another shot. With that settled, Lu Yao leads our boy off to find Jiao, who's currently in seclusion. Arriving at the door, our boy doesn't care about any seclusion nonsense. He just starts banging on it. "Jiao, it's me, young Master Yun. Open up." And Jiao's response? He literally bursts through the door and immediately drops to one knee. "Young Master Yun." Lu Yao is absolutely stunned. The proud Master Jiao, who isn't even this respectful to the president, is acting like a devoted follower to this kid. Her mind is blown. Jiao excitedly reports that thanks to our boy, his soul power has fully recovered, and he even had a breakthrough. Our boy waves it off like it's nothing. "No time for trifles. I need you to refine a few pills for me." He then casually lists them off: an origin-impacting pill and an origin-blasting pill. Jiao's face goes pale. Those are practically second-tier pills. He just became a first-tier alchemist. There's no way he can refine those. "With me here, what are you afraid of?" Our boy's confidence is off the charts. Jiao is thinking, is he going to guide me? Could he be an alchemist too? But when he sees Jiao prepared 3 sets of ingredients, he's just like, "I only need one of each. Why'd you get 3? Jiao is convinced now. Young Master Yun isn't an alchemist. He doesn't even know about success rates. But our boy doesn't explain, just tells him to follow instructions. And so begins the most intense training session of Jiao's life. "You idiot. Balance the medicinal power." "Fool, concentrate." Jiao is getting chewed out, but is trying his best to keep up. But under this brutal, high-pressure guidance, a miracle happens. Both pills are successfully refined on the first try. Jiao holds the pills, tears of joy streaming down his face, completely overwhelmed. "I did it. I really did it. Both at the same time. Oh heavens." Jiao is now in full-blown fanboy mode, thinking he'd be happy to be called an idiot by young Master Yun every day just for his guidance. But our boy? He's frowning, complaining that the purity is too low, calling them trash. This dude's standards are on another planet. What a chapter. To be continued. And we've got another quick promo page. So many other series to check out if you're looking for your next binge read. New chapter time. After that intense refining session, Jiao is completely exhausted. Our boy looks at the trash pills he produced and sighs. "Looks like I'll have to purify them myself." Jiao is completely lost. Purification. You can purify finished pills? I thought you could only purify ingredients. And in the next moment, our boy shows him what real masters can do. Using just his apprentice-level soul power, he begins to force the impurities out of the finished pills. He performs a series of 72 complex hand seals that leave Jiao utterly mesmerized. When the process is complete, the pills emit a brilliant golden light. They become flawless pills. Jiao is on the floor. This is a level of quality that even the president can't achieve. The apprentice and Lu Yao, who witnessed the whole thing, are completely won over. The apprentice successfully refines his own pill, and Lu Yao is turned into our boy's #1 fangirl, screaming, "I want to follow you forever, young Master Yin." With the flawless pills in hand, our boy immediately announces he's going into seclusion to break through to the origin realm. Meanwhile, News of his duel with Lan Xian has already spread throughout the academy. The news even reaches the academy's dean. He's actually amused by the duel, thinking it's a good way to humble these arrogant kids. But he's more focused on another prodigy, Yun Shang, even planning to promote her to vice dean. But all she can think is, Li Yunxiao, that loser who couldn't even open his chakra. Hearing the dean just let the duel happen, Yun Shang panics. She thinks Li Yunxiao fighting Lan Xian is a suicide mission and tries to rush out and stop them. How could Li Yunxiao ever beat Lan Xian? He's obviously looking for death. Looks like her information on our boy is seriously outdated. The dean stops her, chuckling. This brat is more than meets the eye. He's hiding his strength. I reckon he's already broken through to the origin realm. Yun Shang is shocked but still skeptical. So what if he broke through? He's still no match for Lan Xian. Feeling indebted to Lan Xian for past guidance, she vows to protect Li Yunxiao no matter what. On the day of the duel, the whole academy is buzzing. But not everyone is hyped. This purple-haired girl, for instance, thinks the whole thing is a joke. To her, Li Yunxiao challenging Lan Xian is just a clown making a fool of himself. Her lackey wants to go watch the fight, eager to see how Li Yunxiao dies. The purple-haired girl is internally disgusted. He can't beat Li Yunxiao himself, so he enjoys it when someone else does. What a wimp. The politics in this academy are intense. At the martial arts arena, Lan Xian is already there, meditating like a true master. Our boy, however, is nowhere to be seen. The purple-haired girl spots the figure on the stage from afar and initially mistakes him for someone else, but then she takes a closer look. The crowd is getting restless, wondering if Li Yunxiao got scared and bailed. But his friends have faith. One of them passionately declares, a man can die on his knees, but not live with shame. And just then, a voice from the crowd shouts, look, that piece of trash is here. All eyes turn as our boy, Li Yunxiao, makes his grand entrance, carrying a massive sword over his shoulder with an ice-cold expression. He's here, and he means business. Lan Xian sees him, and a cruel smile forms on his lips. You're dead today. The fight is about to begin. And that's where we'll leave it for now. The fated duel is finally here. Will the prodigy fall, or will the underdog rise? Find out next time. The final showdown begins. And right off the bat, the peanut gallery starts running their mouths. Wow, he actually showed up. How many moves do you think he can last? Moves? I'll be amazed if he survives the first one. Nobody is giving our boy a chance. But just as things are about to kick off, Teacher Luo, the red-haired woman from before, suddenly rushes in, shouting, I now declare the cancellation of the duel. She's trying to intervene and save Li Yunxiao. This move does not go over well. The crowd immediately thinks Li Yunxiao planned this, using his teacher as a shield. He has disgraced the Li family. Even Teacher Luo herself seems to think he's a hopeless case. Our boy is being totally misunderstood here. But our boy completely ignores her, basically saying, Teacher, this is between him and me. Please don't interfere. Teacher Luo is stunned. Is there something wrong with this guy's brain? Seeing she can't stop it, she decides to just stay ready to jump in and save him at a moment's notice. Back on the stage, Lan Xian greets our boy with a smirk. I thought you were too scared to show up. Our boy's reply is ice cold. Do you think talking more will extend your presence here? When it comes to trash talk, our boy is undefeated. And then, Li Yunxiao unleashes his aura. A warrior? He really broke through and became a warrior. The entire crowd is shocked. Just days ago, he was a nobody, and now he's in the origin realm. This leveling speed is insane. Even Lan Xian gets serious. Impressive, but your good luck ends today. But the dean notices something off. With every step Li Yunxiao takes, the very air seems to vibrate. This kid, the dean's eyes narrow. Others feel it too. The strange pressure around our boy, as if he's in sync with the world itself. The dean finally gets it. It's a stepping technique that changes the frequency of the spiritual energy around him. That's an advanced martial art. Lan Xian feels the immense pressure too, but he forces himself to attack, trying to crush Li Yunxiao with his sheer aura. Lan Xian unleashes his ultimate moves, the passing cloud sword technique and the spinning star palm strike. The attacks are ferocious, but our boy just strolls through the storm of attacks like he's taking a walk in the park, completely untouched. Lan Xian is completely bewildered. How is that possible? What is this movement technique? Is he walking in the air? The spectators are just as stunned. This is beyond anything they've ever seen. Only the dean sees the truth. I get it now. He wasn't just dodging the attack because he couldn't block it. He was doing it to complete this strange set of steps. That's right. Our boy has been setting this up from the start, using Lan Xian's attack to complete his own technique. When he takes the final step, the entire world seems to shift. The spiritual energy of heaven and earth begins to converge on Li Yunxiao frantically. Everyone present is crushed by this immense pressure, their faces filled with pure terror. He's borrowing the force of heaven and earth, the dean exclaims in disbelief. This is no longer a fight between mere warriors. This is on a whole other level. At this moment, on the Tianwu continent, there is only one main character. A brilliant golden light erupts from Li Yunxiao's body, forming what looks like a suit of modern armor. This style is so out of place, so advanced, it shatters everyone's understanding of the world. The author's imagination has officially left the planet. This isn't cultivation anymore. My dude summoned a Gundam. He's literally piercing the planet. Even the kid reading the manga in the panel can't take it and yells, "Shut up!" Oh Mayo, that meta-commentary is savage. And that's a wrap for this recap, folks. I did not see that coming. Is our boy about to conquer the world in a giant robot? We'll have to wait and see. Don't miss the next one.